Okay, Siyata Dishmaya, Shavua Tov, here in Sha'ar HaYichud, and we're going to continue in the Sha'ar Baal Shem Tov, the gates of the Baal Shem Tov, a little Torah from the Tiferet Shlomo, Parashat Yitro. It says, Hora lanu Baal Shem Tov, zchuto yagen alenu, amen. V'ifli eitza, v'yigdil tushia. Baal Shem Tov gave us amazing advice. Mikol hadorot shelefanav. Change things that didn't happen in the previous generations. To raise the honor of the Creator, blessed be He. To increase more students, to make more and more students. You need to bring more people into deeper levels of Torah and connection to Hashem. To show people what are the ways of being kadosh, how do you stay holy, how do you stay pure, how do you wash your hands, how do you go to mikveh, how do you wash your brain, how do you keep your brain in line, your eyes. But Torah lishma v'chanat atfila. Teaching people how to learn Torah for the right reasons in order to connect to Hashem and not just for the wisdom. And also how to prepare, how a person should prepare towards tefillah. Right? וכאשר עינינו רואות מכל צדיקי הדור תלמידיו אשר מפיהם אנו חיים. We see this, all of the students of the Baal Shem Tov and the students of the students. He says we're living from their mouths. Right? Anybody's here in this room right now, it's because of the Baal Shem Tov. If you're connected in our generation to Hashem, it's most likely because of the Baal Shem Tov. Right? And even if you're the person that was Mekarev you was a Litvak, in his house by himself, he learns Chassidut, and he's connected to the Baal Shem Tov. Everybody that's doing this, everybody that's out there trying to bring people in, it's with the light of the Baal Shem Tov and his Talmidim. Whoever clings to them, meaning the Baal Shem Tov and all of his students, you're going to make fruit. You're going to be successful. This is what he says. כל מי שזוכה להיות משובתי שבת מאוכלי שולחנו ונותן בו סם חיים. Baal Shem Tov was known as saying whoever merited to be by a Tzadik and to eat at his table on Shabbat, it's as if he put a potion of life in him. It's like you got a boost of vitamins inside of you. להיות בקרבו רפואה, you get healing from it. ויבשע מכל התאוות, you get salvation from all of your lust. וגם פועל להבא להתנהג בביתו בקדושה וטהרה. And that will help you in the future to act in your own house in kedusha and tahara. Right? So we talked about this before, but this is a big thing that the Baal Shem Tov wanted for the tzadikim to do and for us to do. For the tzadikim to make a tish, to make a table that people could come to, and for the chassidim to understand that going to that tish, going to that table, sitting at that table with the tzadik, cleans your midot more than learning Torah, improves the shalom bayit in your own house more than anything else could. Because you're watching a person, how he behaves at the table, how he eats, how he acts, and the calmness, the adinut, the sensitivity, all of that together, it makes you a better person. When you go home, that's the shefa you're bringing into your house. It's a big thing to eat at the table of tzadikim. Another thing here, otzar chaim. It's a little bit of a deep idea, but we're going to get to it. B'ezrat Hashem. והיה כי תבוא אל הארץ, וגומר, ולקחת מראשית כל פרי האדמה, וגומר. The Torah tells us when you come to the land, you have to take from the first fruit of your trees, they're called bikurim. And you have to take them to Jerusalem, and bring them as an offering to Hashem via the Kohen. Right? You take all of your fruit and you bring it to the Kohen, the first of the fruits that you get. לשון מרן אלוקי, סוד ביקורים, חזרת אורות נוקבה לכהן שהוא חסד. Baal Shem Tov getting here, this is like probably one of the most Kabbalistic things in this book, because this book was made to take all of the Kabbalah of the Baal Shem Tov out of it, right, and to leave just the equal for everybody Torahs that are out there. But here we're already going a little bit deep. What's the secret of bikurim, taking the first fruit to the Kohen? It's the secret of returning the feminine light to the Kohen, which is Chesed. Kohen is, so to say, the masculine. Right? He brings down Shefa of Hashem. He's the Kohen. He's in the temple. He's bringing down the Shefa to the whole entire world. That Shefa becomes your fruit on your trees, wherever you live, here in Tzfat, right? And you take those first fruits, the feminine fruit, the outcome, right? The manifestation of the shefa that he brings down to the world by way of his avodah in the Beit HaMikdash, and you take that light and you bring it back to him. So that the external forces, the klipa, won't be able to take it from him. What's the example of a bikurim, a chitzonim? Look at my fruit. Look at the farm I made. Look at how much work I made, right? That's why we have to give maaser. Take 10% of everything you did, and remember that it wasn't you that did it. 10% is enough of a reminder, right? It's not my money. Here's the portion that I'm obligated to give away. Every month I get such and such money. Here's 10%. Why? Just to keep in your mochin. Don't let the chitzonim, don't let the external forces, right? It's not these little demons going around. Here, this is only chitzonim you need. Right? In your mind to think chitzoni, to think externally, to think outside of God. It wasn't God that did this for me, it was me, it was my fruit. So we don't want that to happen, so you bring this fruit to the Kohen. And it says in Masechet Ketubot, Kol HaMevi Doron LeTalmid Chacham Kilu Ikriv Bikurim. Whoever brings a gift to a Talmid Chacham, right? You give a Talmid Chacham a gift, money, something that he could use, right? It's as if you brought the offering of a bikurim. You made an offering in the temple of a bikurim. Ma nishtanu bikurim dafka mikol matnot kehuna. Why is bikurim different than all of the rest of the gifts that we're told we have to bring for the Kohen? Ki kol pa'al Hashem lema'anehu. Hashem does everything for him. People, right? There's many people out there in the world that talk as if God needs us and wants us, and we have to, there's people also that talk in a way we have to use God. You have to understand, Hashem is Ein Sof, Hashem created the world for himself, En Od Milvado. Everything that you're ever going to do in your life is only for Hashem. And God says, El Kana, I'm selfish, yes. There's only God, so there's nothing else. Everything's for Hashem. Sha'akol bara lichvodo. Everything was created for Hashem. To purify and to collect all of these sparks of purity that have been spread out through everything in life. Like Reb Nachman says in Torah 78, in Likutei Moran, Natati shalom ba'aretz. I put peace in the land. What does that mean? There's rapach nitzatzot, there's these 288 sparks from the breaking of the vessels of creation. Everything in your clothing, in your car, in your food, everything you engage in life, there's sparks of Hashem there, and you just have to collect them back. Use that stuff, use this world, and then what? Take all those sparks and bring them out in Torah and Tefillah. And as Reb Nachman says there, anytime a person feels machloket, feels like he has an energy of fighting inside of him, it's because he has blood inside of his body that he still hasn't used to serve Hashem. Meaning the word you ate and you never said Birkat HaMazon properly. You ate and then you didn't say Shacharit properly. It's still stuck inside of you without peace. You took in these sparks, but now you need to elevate them to their shorish, to their root, which is by way of Torah and Tefillah. You have to get them out of you. And where do you find these sparks? In every single thing that you come across in your life, right? Even a coffee from a gas station. There's a sparkly coffee, especially when it's in Tzfat. Knesset Yisrael olot im kol habirurim. Am Yisrael ascend above with all of these sparks that we've clarified. V'naset mincha chadasha LaHashem. And now there's a new offering to Hashem. There's a new korban for Hashem. Ketam kav chadash v'kav yashan yadua leyodein v'ish adavuk belohav oseh yichud shemo b'chol davar sheoreh v'shomer umeriach umemashesh ועל ידי זהב התקשת תשכינה בקישוטין דלהבו. Essentially, why is it like you brought a bikurim? Because when you bring these sparks, right, are getting eaten, again, these fruits, they have smell to them, they have so much different things, fruits. Don't forget we're talking about fruits from 2,000 years ago, right? Who knows in Eretz Yisrael, probably one mango would make a whole street smell, right, nowadays. Now you walk into the grocery store and you're wondering what you're smelling. Is it the box or is it the fruit of the fruit? Back then it was just like one fruit would make your whole house smell amazing, right? So now you bring weight. If you're bringing bikurim, that means you have fields, you have orchards. You're bringing weight to Jerusalem. Imagine the smell. Imagine that. Now the tzaddik, what happens to the Kohen? If he's a tzaddik, right? he smells all of this, connects it back to Hashem. He tastes it, brings it back to Hashem. The sights, everything he's able to bring back to Hashem. He's, so to say, bringing more and more honor to Hashem with each of these sparks that he sees in front of him. He's glorifying Hashem more and more and more. And then all of the chitzanim, all of the external forces are separated. And the negativity, the bad, is clarified, and you pull out the good. You're able to remove to amplify and magnify the good. You get a hint down here, the fruit, and you take it back up to a supernal yichud up above. Connect it back to Hashem. The idea of bikurim, right? The first fruit. That's the idea of all of the thoughts that we clarify in our mind. And we have holy thoughts, right? Bechor, the firstborn. It's your head. That's the beginning of your body, is your brain. That's the most choicest part of you, right? Like the firstborn son is the best son. No, the first thing that came out of the woman too. The thing that you think with. Rain comes down from the heavens, where does it hit first? Shefa comes down, where does it go first? Your brain it's the bikurim too. The nukba leshorshan. You have to elevate these feminine waters, the lights of the feminine waters, to their source. That there shouldn't be any grasp for any external forces on our mind. Right? The Torah says that you have to tie a little string around the fruit to make sure that you know which one are the bikurim, right? You make a sign on it. So we also tie things around our head to make sure we have signs, make sure to remember a machshava. אבל באמת, לאו כל מוח הסבילדה, שנפשו דפוקה באל עליון. But the truth is, not every single brain is really able to actually have Dveikut to Hashem. Not everybody's brain is really in the mode where they can actually attach themselves to Hashem. לעשות עם כל הדברים שבעולם ייחודי וקישוטי בצירופים. To take anything in this world and to make a kishut, to decorate the Shekhinah, to beautify the Shekhinah, to make a permutation or some kind of connection, some kind of hint back to, right, for the example of the coffee, what does this coffee have to do with Hashem? What is the taste I'm getting out of it? What does that have to do with Hashem? This fruit that I just ate, what's the name of it? What does that have to do with Hashem? To think about, to connect everything I'm going through, right? I got in this car when I went to go get a rental car. That car, not that car. Why this car? What's the tziruf? What's the permutation? What's happening here? What's Hashem saying me to through the name of this car and not that one? You don't have to be meshigna about it, right? And that's why he's saying not every brain is able actually to do this, and because the goal is to do this and stay balanced, right? To stay not normal. Not that every single conversation you're having with people is just gematrias and connections. And you can't just have a regular talk with a person. 1 second. And Hashem, with such love that He has for Am Yisrael, He commanded us to bring this fruit to the temple. And that's how you did the big yichud. How did you do your yichudim? How did you unify the worlds? Bring your fruit to the temple. To elevate the soul, the living godliness behind anything that's alive in this world. By way of this mitzvah, נקשרים כל החפצים והעשיות והנאות העולם הזה באל העולם. Your work in the field, the work you put in just to even have the field, to grow the fruit, to harvest it, to make it to Jerusalem, all of your desires to be successful, to do in this world, to reveal Hashem in this world, everything of the mundane, physical, Gashmi world, and all of your desires spiritually, you bring and connect it to God in Jerusalem. כי הכל הולכים אחר ראשית כיוון שגילה בפעם ראשון שכל כוונתו להעלות נפש כל חי לאל עולם. Everything goes after the first time, so that, right, it's your first fruit. Your first fruit. You bring that, everything goes after the first thought. If your mind, right, the same thing, this is why we're told, and you see the benefit of it, start your day in Kedusha. Everything goes after the rest, everything goes after the beginning of the day. If the beginning of your day was mikveh, shachrit, hour or so learning Torah, the rest of your day is blessed. That's what it was. Another place the Baal Shem Tov says, if you do it, then that means the rest of your day is Torah and Tefillah. When you go to work, you are still connected to Hashem because you invested in the morning. Everything goes after the beginning. And your intention here was, all of my fruit, as soon as I tied this string on it, why? Because my first thought is, these first buds, these first fruits that are showing, I'm going to go take them to Jerusalem. So now, most of us don't grow trees, right? And for those that don't live in Eretz Yisrael, can't do bikurim, can't do this mitzvah even. But we all work, and we all try to do things, and we try to, be successful in life and make things happen, and we have plans, and we have to tie the beginning of every process, tie our mind, even if it's every day, we show up to work. The beginning of the day, 2-minute meditation, Hashem, I'm here in this office for you. There's going to be conversations that are going to come up here, meetings that are going to happen, deals that are going to go, deals that are going to fall. It's all you. And I'm connecting everything back to you, and I'm doing everything for you. It's a mindset that you can do every single day. Any money you get, any fruit you get from the land, any blessings you get that come down, they're already clarified. This is the secret of what's called giving a gift to a Talmid Chacham. You have to understand this very well. The Tzadik has the ability to rectify everything. Everything that you have gets rectified in that gift. For example, you go to a Tzadik and you give him your Maser. You give him 10% of what you made that month. What is that? All the money that you brought into your house, that's all of your work. That's a whole month of thoughts, of desires, of working on your midot, of tolerating people, of working with other people. A whole entire month is in that check. You take 10% of it off the top, right? You take 10% and you bring it to the tzaddik. When he gets that money, what's he going to do? Make tzirufim, make connections, make all the connections needed to make the yichud back to Hashem. Everything you went through in that last month, it was inside that money. Money is called damim, right? Blood. Why? Because you put your blood in to make that money. Now you give it over to him, he elevates everything up. The rest of the 90% you keep in your house, kadosh, kadosh, kadosh. Because he knows how to do it. Not all of us know how to do it. So thank God, Hashem put tzadikim in our life. He put talmidei chachamim in our life. That we can go to them and say, here is my gift to you. What's he going to do with it? He's going to take it back up to Hashem. You get a piggyback ride on him, right? In his aliyah and his yichud. וזה היה עבודת הבעל שם טוב. זכותו יגן עלינו עם תלמידי תלמידיו. This was the job of the Baal Shem Tov. This was his inyan. כי לפעמים הצדיק עובר במקום אחד, באיזה ייחוד שמו יתברך במחשבה קדושה, ומתקן כל עזבי השדה. Sometimes a tzaddik walks a path, and just because of the purity of his mind and the kedusha in his mind, he elevates all of the life force in the field, all of the plants, all of the trees, and when he walked by, everything gets blessed. There's a story of the Chafetz Chaim. Chafetz Chaim, in Poland, there was a goy, he had a neighbor, a goy that when he had to travel, he blocked the road. He made the road that the Chafetz Chaim won't be able to pass on it. Why? So that he would be forced to go through his field. The goy in Poland understood that if the Chafetz Chaim comes through my field, I'm going to have blessing. And he did. Even though he caused the tzaddik pain, he did. Why? The natural outcome of a tzaddik's brain going through your field is blessing. You have to understand that person walks, like we've been learning here, with Shechina on them. Everywhere they go is going to get blessed. It's like, the tzaddik leaves the Roshim, right? Shimu. Yaakov left Egypt, there was still blessing. Yosef left Egypt, there was still blessing. Why? Because he was there. Right? The Jews now are leaving New York. There'll still be a little bit of blessing left for a bit. Zat Hashem.
The Rebbe came through.
What?
The Rebbe came through.
Zat Hashem. Zat Hashem. The Rebbe's going to come too with them. They're going to leave New York and they're going to leave Queens with the Rebbe as well. Zat Hashem.